Hello everybody, my name is Niku and welcome to the Trading Setup channel. The trading system for 2026 is not just a set of rules, indicators and pretty charts. It is a way to survive a market that is becoming faster, smarter and more ruthless to those sticking to the old patterns. If you ever wondered why your strategy was working yesterday but is failing today, well then this video is for you, because I'm going to show you guys a universal system for the 2026 market. It's a system that doesn't require you to guess the direction, and it's a system that won't break with the next cycle change. But before we get to it, don't forget about the free resource that I've created where I've collected all my trading experience from over the years. There you'll find real-time breakdowns, precision settings for indicators to cut out noise and focus on the essence, and of course risk management manuals, especially for martingale, to help protect your capital. All of this in one place and all of this completely free. Links in the description below in the video. Now let's get to the strategy. Today's strategy is going to be the fastest one I've done so far. It is a strategy that you guys will need to practice first and make sure you really understand this. It is a super quick strategy and it does not allow for any hesitation on entry points. So let's get our platform set up and I'll walk you guys through it. So what we're going to do is we're going to set our chart time to 10 seconds and our expiry time is going to be 1 minute. Now let's add our indicators. The strategy we're going to discuss today is called the card system. And the simple reason for that is because it uses the CCI, the ADX, the RSI and the Stochastic. We're going to look at these 4 indicators and there's a very specific thing that we're going to be looking for. Before we start off, I just want to change my styles. You don't need to change the colors of your indicators. This is just how I'm used to it. So we're going to leave it like that. We also need to change the CCI value to 14. I don't want to leave it on default. And while we're busy, let's just change the color of this as well. Okay, we're going to make our oversold value 200. Like that. Okay, this is what we need. The rest of the indicators we leave as they are. Everything's set to a 14 period. Now what we're going to look for is abnormal spikes. I want you guys to think of maybe a heart rate monitor like this. We're going to look for a pulse. You can think of it as a pulse on the market. So this is some kind of like what we're going to be looking for. And one of the first conditions that we for our strategy is we need a decent DI spike on the ADX, whether it's the DI plus or the DI minus. That will depend on the direction, but we will need a DI spike. What do we mean with a DI spike? Something like this. Okay, so we need a decent DI spike and we need the ADX to be fairly low. At the same time, we do need all 3 other indicators to hit the oversold or overbought zone depending on the direction. So in this case here, we can see that we had a sell opportunity here, although the RSI didn't quite make it. Let's see if we can find a nicer example. Remember, one of the key things is that the ADX needs to spike decently, or the DI needs to do a decent spike, but the ADX itself needs to be fairly low. Here's a decent example. Okay, we can see how the CCI came down strong, the RSI came down quick, and also did the Stochastic. And we had a very decent DI spike there on the DI minus spike on the ADX, and the ADX itself was fairly low. So we can see that the value there of the ADX, while on the spike was roughly around 18%, while the DI spike was 38%. So it's more than double. And then this will be a reversal trade for us, but this would have been a 1 minute buy for us. Okay, so we do need those spikes. If your indicators are moving gradually down like this, you see we do have a DI spike here, but my indicators RSI and both the RSI and the Stochastic didn't even make it to the oversold zone. They were leveling out. RSI was trickling down a little bit. This is not an entry I would take, and we can see how quickly the ADX was coming up as well. So we don't want a high ADX by the time we get the spike. this would have been a better spike for us. Here was a good, this is a decent trade, so this isn't a good buy opportunity for us. We can see how the CCI came down strong, RSI came down, Stochastic came down really hard, and although the RSI didn't quite make it to the oversold, this is what a decent spike looks like. And this strategy is, you don't want to trade with your chart like this, zoomed in quite a lot, because you're not going to be able to see the spikes. Zoom out, and we can then immediately see, while we're scrolling, we can see abnormal spikes immediately. We don't have to guess where they are. Let's look at a different asset. Okay, so this was close. Our RSI didn't really play along here, but we can see at a glance that there was an abnormal spike on the CCI and the Stochastic there. This is something you're going to have to sit and watch for a while and practice first, really practice first to get right. But this is a very reliable strategy. It will give you a fair amount of entries. Actually, let's have a quick look. This works really well on the normal market, especially. We can see there was a kind of like a spiky thingy. Here's a good example. Okay, so this is the ideal setup that we would love to see. If we see a quick movement like this, this is very sharp RSI spike, very sharp CCI spike, Stochastic coming up really strong, everything hitting overboard. We got the spike on the DI plus, and the ADX was fairly low relative to the DI spike. This is the kind of moves that we are looking for here as well. There was a decent reversal move. After you practice this a little bit, you will definitely get used to, there was another move there. You will start to see this more easily. What time was this? Ooh, this is early morning. Okay, so this is one of my favorite strategies. There's a nice buy here. We can immediately see that there's a spike there and there's a spike there. I don't even need to look at the actual chart. We can hide the chart and you will still be able to see the abnormal spikes. This area here and this area here was an abnormal spike compared. There's another one here. Although this wasn't as sharp, but it is still decent. Okay, so it's like a pulse. Think of, maybe think of it as an irregular pulse. So we've got the flow of our indicators as the market is moving along, and then suddenly there's that pulse on all my indicators, on all four of the indicators at the same time. When we do get that pulse, that's where we want to get our entries. And you can use this on a 1 minute chart as well, for example. There's an example there. If you do a 1 minute chart, you're going to be looking at maybe a 5 minute expiry or so. But you will find examples of this on every chart. There was a decent abnormal spike here. You can find examples of, or you'll be able to use this strategy on any time frame, even 1 hour charts. But you are going to wait longer. The higher your time frame is, obviously, the longer you're going to be waiting for entries. There was one here. Okay, so this was on a 1 minute chart. If I took a 5 minute buy on any of these candles here, it would have been a good trade. I could have taken it at any time, at any point there. It would have been a good trade. And then obviously, if you're on a 5 minute chart, you need to give it a couple of candles to play out. Don't play just one candle. So if you're on a 5 minute chart, you're not going to do a 5 minute buy. You're going to do 30 minutes maybe. You're going to do a 30 minute expiry. Because you need those 5 or 6 candles for the move to play out. But we're going to be doing it on the 10-second chart today, and we'll look at a few assets and see if we can find any entries. So now that we know what we're looking for, we understand what our strategy is about, we can start looking for entries. So we're just going to go through some assets and see if we can pick up any entries. First thing we're going to look at is the ADX. We want to find an asset where the ADX is low and where we can see a possible DI spike, and then we'll look at the other indicators to see if they are all fall within the parameters of our strategy as well. So we'll just go through a few assets. A decent spike here. but the RSI didn't play along there. We'll just go and through a few assets. Might take a while. Keep in mind, as with any other strategy, you will not get the same amount of entries in a certain amount of time. A lot of people think that if they have a trading strategy, and especially people who work during the day and have a specific time every day that they can trade. So a lot of people work, come home at 5, start trading at 6 to 7 or 6 to 8 maybe. And they have a strategy and they expect to do the same amount of trades and have the same win rate in that specific time frame every day. And this will never be the case. It doesn't matter what strategy you're using. Sometimes you're going to get a lot of entries. Sometimes you're not going to get a lot of entries. So it depends on the market situation. This is the reason why I do not trade with a single strategy. I trade with multiple strategies at the same time. A lot of people always tell me that my charts have way too many indicators on them. But they're all for different strategies. I know what to look for. I don't use all of them at the same time. Like I said, I have a couple of different strategies that I use throughout the day, because at some point during the day we're going to see one strategy performing really well, giving me a lot of entries, and at the same time we'll see a different one not performing well, not giving me any entries for a while. Sometimes a strategy won't give me an entry for a couple of hours. That's on 1 minute and 5 minute charts. So there's no way to say, it's impossible to say you'll do this many trades in a specific time every day. Some days I only do a handful of trades, other days I do a lot. Depends on the market conditions. And this is in part the main reason why I really dislike targets. Because if you sit down and you have a strategy that you're using and it's a slow day for you, but you have a target of doing, let's say, 5 trades in an hour, and this is your target, what happens is your strategy might be slow, and you're going to end up, you're not going to get entries, but you're going to end up chasing your target, and you're going to start forcing entries and taking unnecessary risks just to make your target. So I do not like, personally, I don't like having a target for the day, because at the end of the day you end up chasing the target. If you're close to your finishing, it's close to your trading time finishing, and you're close to your target, people end up chasing it, and that's never a good idea to start forcing entries. So personally, my target that I use is Mr. Beautiful Spike here. This is the ideal kind of setup. We had the stochastic come down really hard, CCI come down really hard, big spike on the DI minus there on the ADX relatively low. The RSI didn't play along too well, but it did tap basically tapped the oversold zone. So we could have taken a buy trade here. Let's see if we took a trade on one of these two candles, it would have been 2-4. Would have been a not so good trade. This is the reason why we have to wait for all our parameters to be fulfilled. By the way, this is also a good example. If you were near the end of your trading session and you haven't done the amount of trades that you wanted to, this would have been the kind of trade that you would have taken, and you would have, because you would have forced it just to make the target, and this would have been a bad trade. So yeah, instead of value targets, I don't have a target for X amount of trades every day. I don't have a target for X amount of money every day. The only matrix that I measure that I could say I have a target with is to trade for a certain amount of time every day, because this is what I do full time, and I want to. It's important that you treat it like a business. So I've basically got office hours for myself, I trade the UK session because that falls beautifully within my time zone. So the UK opens at 9 o'clock my local time, 9 o'clock in the morning. So that's a great time for me to start. So I'll usually start around 8, 7 or 8. I start reading some news, start looking at what the day is holding in store for us. And then I start looking at the charts more, mostly the higher time frames, 1 hour, 4 hour charts, see what's happening there, get a sense of direction for the day. And then once the UK opens, I actually start trading. So that's the only target I have for myself. But, you know, the only target is the time to trade. We're not finding any entries. I really hope this isn't turning out to be a slow day. Let's start at the top again. Fortunately, because this is a 10-second chart, the charts change really quickly. And you don't have to wait for setups too long as you would on a 1 minute or 5 minute chart. Oftentimes on a 5 minute chart you can see a setup forming, starting to form, but it only triggers half an hour or an hour later, whereas on 1 minute, also 10-15 minutes later, only it triggers once you see a potential area where you might get an entry for your strategy. But on 10 seconds, it changes really quickly. It's only a minute or two that you're gonna, it only takes a minute or two and the chart looks completely different. This is also, by the way, one of my go-to strategies. It looks like we might get an entry here. Let's see if our RSI hits. We're busy forming a very decent spike on the ADX. We're seeing a nice spike on the CCI as well. RSI not hitting quite as hard as we wanted to. I would have loved to see this break through the overbought zone. So we're going to skip on this. Might have been a successful trade if we won, but it did not fall within the parameters of our strategy. So I'm not taking this entry. What I was saying, this is one of my go-to strategies, especially if I don't have a lot of time to trade. Sometimes I'm busy with other stuff during the day and my time for trading is limited. This looks like we're going to get a decent trade here. I should have actually taken this. Sometimes my time is limited, and this is a great strategy for, if you don't, you know, especially for people working as well. If you only have an hour or two to trade in the evenings, this is a great strategy to use. But please take some time to practice it. Put it on a demo account. Spend some time just watching the charts, not even trading. Just sit and watch for a little bit. See how the indicators behave. See if you can spot the abnormal spikes forming as they do. And then, only then, once you're comfortable with it, once you really understand what it is you're looking for and looking at, only then start trading on your real account. And this is true for any strategy. It doesn't matter where you learn of a strategy, if it's a friend, even strategies you see on this channel here. Never assume that it's perfect. Test everything you want to use personally. This is your money. This is part of trading. We do have to test. I back test how can I say? If I see a strategy that I like, or I see something that might be worth looking into, and I start building a strategy out of something, I test 1,000 trades before at minimum 1,000 trades before I will use a strategy on my real account, because I need the data over a long period of time to know if this strategy is profitable in the long run, if it's sustainable, if I can use it. So if you want to use something new that you're unfamiliar with, please test it first. That's what demo accounts are for. I know a lot of people have told me in the past that it feels like they're wasting their time on demo. But building knowledge is never a waste of time. Building experience is never a waste of time. As long as you don't treat your demo like a gambling account, because a lot of people do that as well. They'll get a demo account with 10,000 bucks in, and they'll do $5,000 trades because it's easy to top up. You can top it up quickly, and they'll do $5,000 trades and stuff. If you do use a demo account, use it like you would your real account. Work out your risk in percentages, and treat it like a normal account. But always test it first. Anything you want to use, test it first. Charts are not playing along at the moment. Most assets have got a very high ADX at the moment, and of course these are assets that we're definitely not interested in at all, especially for this strategy. There are some strategies where the ADX is high and you can actually take trades, but then you're going to be looking at continuation strategies. This specific strategy is a reversal strategy, so you're always going to be looking for reversals. It's a, let's see if we can just, so it's not a great strategy if the market is moving like this. You're not going to get entries with the strategy if you see an asset trending like this. What you do want to see, the area where you will get entries is when the market is ranging. So this strategy is a reversal strategy, and it works absolutely wonderful in a ranging market. But if an asset is trending like this, you're not going to find entries. This is the kind of movement we're looking for when assets are moving like this. This is beautiful ranging. It's got ups and downs. It's flowing beautifully. No long trends. But when you start seeing this is when you know you're not going to be getting any entries on an asset that's doing that. So we're looking for volatile markets. This actually might turn into a very good trade here, and it's actually supported by by support as well. We have this area here. It's giving us a form of support. Very tight support here. All my indies are turning up. I'm just going to go with a buy trade here. My RSI did tap the oversold. Not the greatest of spikes, but the reason I'm taking this is because I've got additional confirmation on the support area here. We can see how price was coming down and it started slowing down. It's testing this whole area here for a while. It's been testing for a while, and price got rejected here as well. So this is a decent area to take a trade like this. We have 30 seconds left on this. Let's see what happens. Okay, and we do have a very decent spike on the ADX, very decent DI minus spike. ADX relatively low still. CCI hit oversold, RSI hit oversold, and the Stochastic hit oversold as well. Okay, there we go. Good trade. Let's remove that line there. Good trade. Let's see if we can find another one. I'm just going to start at the top of the list again. Let's see what happens. Okay, so we've gone this, but just want a quick touch on this. Although the price was trending downwards, it started forming a range here. We can see that it started getting stuck and it's not going anywhere. It's up and down, up and down. This is also, we can actually look at it this way. If we draw just a little bit bigger channel, we can see that this is where price started moving in, started ranging, maybe a little higher, maybe like that, but more or less we can see that it was in a downwards move and then it started leveling out here. Okay, so just goes into what I was saying earlier. We're not going to look for entries while price is dropping quite a bit, but when we see price ranging going into range, that's where we're going to find decent entries on this strategy. Let's just look at this quickly. We can see that this is forming a channel as well. Let's just do that, and I'm going to get it from here, something like that. This is how you can spot channels fairly easily, because we had some activity on this area here, on this price level. We had activity there and we had activity there. So this was the turning point. It pushed back, couldn't break there and came down, but is being supported here as well. This is how you can see channels early on, forming early on, and you know you can keep an eye on it. So if you were using, for example, a break strategy, you could maybe look at taking sell trades here if your strategy, you know, while price is breaking out. It would like to have it clear this area, but we're not going to do that. We're not trading like that today, but this is one of the ways how you can determine fairly early on if price is moving into range. Teeny tiny spike on that. Okay, so I know I said earlier that this is a fast strategy, and it is relatively fast compared to trading on 1 minute or 5 minute. But as you can clearly see, do not expect a trade every 2 minutes. Also, I missed this. This was a decent entry for us. I'm going to stay out of this because I'm too late. I do not want to take an entry at a late stage. But we did have the CCI tapping, decent ADX spike. Although the RSI didn't quite make it, did it? Yeah, no, it didn't make it. So it wasn't a valid trade in any case. And you'll have to be patient. All strategies require patience, but you will have to be patient. If you're not getting an entry for 30 minutes or so, do not start forcing trades. Stick to the rules of the strategy. It's super simple. Don't get outside of your strategy ever. Whatever strategy it is you're using, whatever system you're trading with, stay within the confines of that system. The rules are there for a reason, and if you start breaking them. Okay, so beautiful example of something we're not going to be taking. ADX is rising. We don't have a spike on the DI, although the DI is going up. This is not considered a spike. We can see that the CCI as well is not spiking, neither is any of the other indicators. So just because we've got a big green candle doesn't mean we're going to take a reversal trade on it. Trading reversals is tricky. This might give us a setup. If we get another beautiful red candle, we're going to see the RSI push into the oversold zone. And I would love to see another red candle. We're going to get an entry here. Just got to wait for this candle to close. It's pulling back. Come on. Give me one more trade. Didn't quite make it. Let's see if it does push in. Although we are moving out of the realm of spikes now. There we go. We did go into the oversold zone on the RSI. Barely, but it is there. And we have a beautiful spike, DI spike on the ADX. ADX still relatively low. We can see that the ADX value there was 26 and our DI was 43. It's almost double. CCI hit the oversold zone, and of course the stochastic did as well. And by now the stochastic looks like it's going to be leaving the oversold zone. Let's see what happens. We've got 30 seconds left on this. Let's see if it pushes up or not. It's being very stubborn. At this point, 15 seconds left. I would like to see a big green candle now, not a candle this close to my entry. There we go. That's more like it. Good trade. Okay, so if we did get into the trade here before the RSI did actually hit the oversold zone, we would have been in a bad position because it would have been 246, and we would have, there was a good chance we could have lost this trade if we took a trade on this candle, or if we took a trade on that candle there. We would have been in a bad situation. But because we took our trade on this candle, when this only when the RSI did hit the oversold zone, we had a successful trade. Okay, let's see if we can find one more. If not, this video is starting to get a little bit lengthy now. So we'll go through a few assets. If we don't find anything, I think that's where we'll call it. Another reason not to take it, another asset we're not going to be interested in. Okay, so even though the DI plus is high, the rate at which the ADX is coming up with is way too intense. The difference between the DI and the ADX is way too small as well to consider taking any entries there. Just want to mention as well, I don't think we're going to get another entry. Just want to mention as well, this will work on other time frames as well. Obviously, the higher your time frame, the slower your entries will be. So the fewer entries you will get in a certain period of time. But you can use this strategy on different times as well. The reason I'm doing this on 10 seconds today is because this is how way back when I started trading options, I started trading on 10-second charts. And this was my go-to strategy for that. And if you're on 10-second charts, you will get more entries, especially if you're, like I said earlier, if your time is limited every day. You'll be able to do more entries than you would on a 1 hour, a 1 minute or 5 minute chart. Okay, there's nothing lining up. I'm not finding any entries. So we did 2 trades. They were good. In line with the strategy, we waited for our strategy parameters to be fulfilled, and we got rewarded for that. So I think we'll end the video here. If you want to dive deeper into this system, see how it works live, and learn to apply it for yourself, then join our private trading community. There, we analyze the market live, trade in real time, and we discuss mistakes and find solutions. But I don't just accept anybody. To get in, you'll have to send me a message personally. I only want to add people who are truly ready to put in the work and learn. Contact is in the description below this video. The community already has a core of traders who grow together, test new approaches, and refine their systems. And sometime I will turn it into an automated trading club with only verified members. So don't wait too long. And of course, guys, don't forget to subscribe to this video for more videos on strategies, trading psychology, and more. I'll see you guys in the next video, and until then, may the pips be with you.